excel in trading, then everybody should be a billionaire. It's just for you to just open the position and go and come back, then you meet profit, isn't it? But stop loss, it helps you to manage your risk. Like boss said this morning, if you don't manage your risk, you just expose the whole of your account, then you are in trouble. And that is why we do advise some of our students, particularly those who trade synthetic, don't have more than you can lose inside your trading account. Because there is this thing inside a man, including you, be you male, be you female. But from my years of, training, I've discovered that thing inside of a woman. Most of our students who are female, they have a way of, controlling their risk appetite. Thank you. They control their money. Thank you, sir. They don't want to lose that money. But you see a guy, someone like me and you, you see trade coming towards your SL, and that voice inside of you, that motivational speaker that is sent from that village, living inside of you, will be like, shift it. It will go back. Take it a little bit lower. It will soon go back. You can do it better. Come a little bit more. Until the whole of that account is gone, I'll be like, what have I done to my brand? Oh, risk management. And that is why you need proper risk management officer around you. So please, can you please help me clap for Mr. Michael Audu? That is one of the persons that has not allowed me to go back to the village. I'll have been on my way to my village now. But if you want to execute that nonsense, you just remember, what will I how do? And you have to speak to yourself again. But the question is, if you are on your own trading in your room, who will you tell? So maybe you tell your broker how they should send a new link for you to open a new account. All right. So let's move into practical example of a good trading strategy. What must you see in a trading strategy for you to know this is profitable? What must you see? One, you must be able to, in that strategy must show you how to know the trend of the market. We have a saying on our floor that the trend is your friend until it bends. What do we mean? Meaning you follow the trend. You see, there's one motivational, I'm not mentioning name, but we all know that motivational, word or talk that says, everywhere you get to, do what? Stand out. Don't follow the crowd. Be unique. Don't follow the crowd. It's in this world, though, but you see, in the world of trading, you follow the crowd. You don't stand out. If you stand out in the world of trading, you stand home. In the world of trading, don't do what? You follow the crowd. And what is following the crowd? Follow the trend. Trend is where everybody is going, where the market is going. We are all going. We are all buying uptrend. But you want to stand out. Why is the market going up? No, I'm unique. I'm different. So the market is buying aggressively. You want to do what? You want to sell. And that's because you choose direction, that direction will lead you back home. So you know that now. Go hard or go to. I'm not going home. All right. So your trading strategy must tell you the trend. And in the case of boss strategy, we use daily trend and 4 hours. Also, the next thing you need to watch out for a trading, the boss strategy is watch out for your shoulder. Now, when I mean watch out for your shoulder, I don't mean this. I mean on the chart. I think we should just switch to the chart and get it done. But before that, let me quickly show you what I mean by switching to the shoulder and the likes like that. This is it.
Something clear from what the boss said.
Yeah.
He talked about manipulation. He talked about liquidity sweep.
Yes.
What is the relationship? Is it really manipulated or it is liquidity sweep? Because we need to get it clear. Because that idea of manipulation tend to write off some technical analysis. Somebody will say it is manipulated. Is it liquidity sweep or manipulation? What are the relationship?
Okay. All right, you want to answer that, sir? Yes, sir. Okay, please give boss the mic.
All right, so when I say manipulation, I'm not talking of my broker is manipulating my trades. That's not what I mean. Every time I hear traders say my broker is manipulating my trade, I just say a very simple thing. Open a demo account. Trade it for 2 weeks. Let's see after. And usually that same demo account, what happens? They lose. So I now asked, what's the financial incentive for your broker to manipulate demo? They now realize that maybe it's not their broker that is manipulating them. Maybe they're the ones that don't have enough skill. So that's not what I mean when I say manipulation. What I mean is simply that whenever institutionals want to move the market, they need to see where orders are, where people's entries are, and take liquidity from there. Let me explain. If I fund my account with $100, for example, and I'm using a stop loss of $10, right, to take 10 trades. If I enter a sell and I put a stop loss, do you agree with me that I've taken $10 out of my $100 and I've put it in the market as a stop loss? Is that statement correct? So at that moment, my $10, is it inside the market? Thank you. That is the liquidity that the big funds need to get. Because when they want to trade, they know that they have to be sure where the orders are. So when I say manipulation, I don't mean that your broker is manipulating you. What I mean is they make the early sellers think that they have gotten the position right. Then they take them out to grab liquidity. Before any major move in the market, you should be able to point out where the liquidity that sponsored that move was gotten from. Liquidity is the fuel that moves the market. So anytime you want to enter a buy, ask yourself, this buy I am entering, where did they get the fuel to start the buy? If you look at the chart and you cannot see a sweep and a shoulder, know that that's fuel. They've not collected it. So you are the fuel. When you buy and it starts going up, they will now come back down after, wipe you out and others, and then start the real move. Does this make sense? That's what I mean when I say manipulation. But mind you, all this is grammar. Just understand it visually and be able to say, here is where I enter, here is where I exit. Whatever we choose to call it is up to us. All right?
Thank you very much, sir. You can do much better than that. All right. Second question, please.
Our lecturer, thank you very much. And CEO, thank you for your intervention. Please, if you open the chart on 1 hour time frame, you know, the heavy candlesticks, the heavy candlesticks, okay, the thick ones, okay, that have changed some of the movement, do we consider the impact of news in those? You know, the fundamental is, I will tell you, is the most important thing. Because even the big banks, not the related traders, they are the ones that look at for the news. So if you are explaining the head, the shoulder aspect, and the box, what is the influence of news on all those things? Because I know that Great Britain and USD, before any 3 red candle or 3 green candle can move, there must be news in terms of the heavy candles. And secondly, as you said during your introduction, that when you are taking your trade, somebody is monitoring, which is the most important thing in trading. Because for you to know that somebody will tap your back and said, this is not company's policy. That is, even if my wife can be tapping me when I'm about to lose, I will tell you that I will recall my plan. So what will you do, you personally now, or the traders on the floor of your office, if Mr. Audu is not there to tap you, to monitor you, to maintain the company standard? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. All right, that's a very good one. Now let me start from the second question, that if Mr. Audu is not there. Actually, I wish you could see us when we first came in. We've done some foolish things. Yes, I'm proud to say it here now. We've done some foolish things. You know, before I joined the floor, I'm a master blower. You know, you know what that means? You understand that fact, right? Master blower. Blow anything. And even one of the things that makes me really now focus particularly on gold was one of the master that helps me, earn that title, master blower, particularly during Russia-Ukraine war. I was seeing gold buying, and I'm like, I made one example, that team, it will come down. It will come down. I'm that Raji that it will come down, sent back to the village. You get the point now. So the fact that at the beginning, you may not have that capacity, and with time, over the years, you get the point now, you tend to build that psychology and you tend to leave it and hold it. Now, I think for a day like this, things like that happen. I've been on a particular trade for the past 2 weeks now. As I'm speaking to you right now, the trade is still there running. And the normal me, any trade that does not eat either TP or SL in less than 24 hours is no more a trade. I'm gone. I will close it, get out. But because of that training, and because you will explain. And if that explanation is not up to standard, this is how you stand and keep watching. Better still, and you don't want to be a trader that will now turn to a marketer. You know what I mean by that? All right. So if you don't want that to happen, better still, you stick to it, and with time, you tend to build that capacity. You get it now. And like you said, maybe you tell your wife, if your wife will do that. Your wife will even tap you and you tell her, my dear, it will come back. It will come down. But that's why you need that strict risk management structure around you to get it well. Now, the first question you asked about the candlestick now. Like I said earlier on, news event. Now, I make one example initially that I used to love that news trading. Few days before this meeting, my dear brother and boss, Chief Bala Francis here from Carrie's Trading Floor. We can celebrate him, please. He posted one video online and I saw it and I asked, Baba, why do you go and dig out my past like this? When we were trading NFP on that Friday, you get the point now. Now, all those strong moves to the downside, when you begin to see all those strong moves to the downside on the chart, particularly like you asked on the higher time frame, there is high tendency when price gets back to it. Most times, 50% when you fib that gap between that FVG, most times 50% when you fib it, when price gets back to the 50% fib level, it reacts back to that direction. If it's to the downside, it reacts back to the downside and comes all the way to the downside. You get the point now? So you just have to see that major thing and follow through. Have I been able to answer your question, sir? All right, thank you so much. All right. Okay, yeah, okay.
All right, thank you so much for the opportunity to contribute.
Yes,
My name is Bala Francis. So just to add on what my friend has said, why structure is important, because in my opinion, over the years of trading, one of the most difficult things for traders, we find it difficult to master, is the discipline of sticking with our trading plan and risk management plan. It's not that we don't know. I hope every trader here knows that when he enters a trade, he has something called risks, and there's something he's expecting called what? Reward, isn't it? But the problem is compliance to that risk management standards. It's a very difficult thing. So from a practical experience, when I joined the trading floor, I was coming from a season of temporary defeat and failure. I lost a lot of money, and then I joined the trading floor. I'm sure a lot of traders can connect to that, right? I lost about 18 million naira at that moment. So when I came to Zaria a very broke person. I think it was a story I never shared with all of them. I'm not sure even Boss knows the story well, except for CJ, that I shared the story with him the other day. So when I came, I didn't come to VFT as a bad trader. It was not a problem of technical analysis that brought me to the trading floor. But I discovered over the time we have on the floor is such that I can't just place a trade, and because I just feel like closing the trade, I can close the trade and go. So one of the things that transformed my life was when I was trading proprietary firm with consummate traders. I was doing a $200,000 challenge. I passed the challenge, I think, in a week or so. Then I got funded. Then the first funding I got, I did about $9,000 profit. I'll never forget. You've made $9,000. You are trying to even recover first. What's the logical thing to do as a trader? Wait till you collect the money, isn't it? But I wanted to make more. What did I do? I lost that $9,000 to the same trading. So I felt very depressed because that was December. My December will have been stew. There will have been enough stew and jollof rice for that December. So I traveled, and I almost felt like giving up the journey. I can remember. So I had a call with boss, and boss said, no, were you not the person that did $9,000 December? I said, yes. I said, come back. It means you can do it again. So I came back in January. And then that January, when I came back again, we sat down. It wasn't just me trading. The only thing I do is I do the analysis. I'm responsible for the analysis and the entry. Once I enter, every other person will come and ensure, Francis, how far that account now? Are we still? So when I did about 8% of that account, or was it 9%, $18,000 in 2 weeks. At that point, I started getting emotional because you know how it is now. You've done $18,000 in 2 weeks. I wanted to make more, but again, I'm thinking, will I be right in the other trades? What will this $18,000 do for me? So for every trade that I take, there is Liquidity, who is our head of risk management and compliance, to ensure that you don't take more than that your 0.5 or 1% risks you said you were going to take on that account, and you don't take more than 1 or 2 trades per day as written in your trading plan, because he will come and ask you, how is the trade going now? Let me see your equity. Because what they did was that they structured a whiteboard where everybody has to write his trading equity for the day. As you are leaving, you will write balance. In the morning, you showed us that the balance was 210. Now you are leaving. We know that your trading plan says you can't take more than 2 trades in a day, risking 1% per day. So bad as you go bad, we shouldn't see below, let's say, 208. As you are leaving, you already know. You carry marker with your hands. You will now write 208. That means you've had drawdowns today. Then the next morning again, when you come, you write the starting equity for the morning, meaning that you cannot trade at home. Because some of us, you will see a setup that will want to send it to your village. At midnight, Asian session, you will now see a setup that looks like a good buy. But your trading strategy says that you can only take a trade in London or New York. You see that? So knowing that when I come to the floor in the morning, I'll still have to write my starting capital for the day. I don't have a choice rather than do what? Respect myself, because it's not just him looking at me. It's Abi Dollars, who I know came to the trading floor to start learning trading. Me, I came with like 4 years experience. I don't want to shame myself now, Abi. So as I'm coming, I'll respect myself. When I come, I'll write my starting capital for today. So that, in my opinion, really changed the game for me, and it's one of the things I'm also promoting on my trading floor. It's not really that traders don't know what they are doing. It's the discipline of what? Risk management and compliance. So my oga there, if you can get your wife, please, to help you tap you at night, not the not coin kind of tapping, but if she can tap you at night to say, share you did the 1% risk per day, let's stop here. I think it's a very, knowing when to stop, it's a very difficult thing in trading. Then the second question he asked was about at what point do we was talking about fundamentals. You see, one thing I've discovered from learning in trading is that fundamentals do not change the game. Okay? Because whether we like it or not, when you look at these charts for over the years, you will see that the same patterns we are seeing today have always been there. This head and shoulder pattern that we just learned today, right? Go back to the charts 2001. You will see that the head and shoulders have always been where? They've always been there. So it then tells us that price is not random. Price is algorithmic. There's a reason why the candles is going up. There's a reason why the candles is going down. And if it is going up or going down, it is because there is some level of liquidity residing either below a specific level, or there is money residing above a specific level, and that becomes the main driver of price action. It's the reason why the candles will go up or the candles will go down. But how they will go up and how they will go down and how fast they will go up and down is influenced by fundamentals and market sentiment. Does it make sense? So fundamentals doesn't change technical analysis. It doesn't change where price is going to. However, it influences how fast and when price will get to that level you are expecting. So as you are doing your analysis, one of the things you do is that you put up also your fundamentals side by side with technicals. When you do your one of the things we even do, I think the first thing we do is we need to know on the fundamental what's happening. Is there something on Forex Factory? Is there something you should learn about market sentiment, learn intermarket analysis between, Forex, stocks, bonds, equities, and commodities? You need to know, because sometimes traders are limited because they are only looking at Forex Factory. But sometimes there are things happening that are not reflected on Forex Factory that I learned also from Boss, because sometimes we see some things happening on the chart and we are wondering, there is no high impact news on Forex Factory. He now comes to the trading floor and tells us, check the bonds charts. Something has happened on the bonds, and it's the reason why it's intermarket analysis. They have a relationship. Once something happened on bonds, there is how Forex is also supposed to react. There is how commodities is supposed to react. There is how stocks is also supposed to react. I hope this helps. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. So you've heard how to manage yourself and manage your risk. All right? So is that all? That's the question. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to take just one question, which is the last. Okay. All right, just let's take that, because I've already gone beyond my time.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
My name is Oluwashon. My question is about the time frame alignment for the box strategy.
Okay.
Where do I really look for it? On the 4 hours? And then, do I get them simultaneously before I could take a trade on it? Or the 4 hour, if my 4 hour is my trading hour and the 15 minutes is my execution time, do I look for them simultaneously on both or on the 4 hours?
All right, thank you so much. You already said something that would answer the question. You said if your 4 hour is, your 15 minutes is your execution time. All you need to do is, when you see it on that 4 hours, it depends on probably your equity. So you go to that, your execution time, 15 minutes. What you see happening here on the 1 hour, if you go to 15 minutes, you will still see the same setup to happen there. So when you get to your lower time frame, and that even helps you to refine more definitely, all right, on that 15 minutes. And that also helps you reduce your risk, your stop loss, okay? So that is it. All right. All right, thank you very much. I believe this section has been more helpful to you. And if there is any other question, you can easily send it to us via any of our social media, and we are going to answer you clearly. Like we said, tomorrow morning, a session we are going to have very early in the morning, how we are going to do the practical session of this. So join me as I welcome Ms. Okay, this is going to be my last session, and join me as I welcome Demola to come for the new session. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much for the welcome. Please, if you've learned something so far, another round of applause for our facilitator, for our tutor. That was an insightful session. I mean, people have used this boss strategy. This thing he has taught, they've used it to pass as many, countless firm accounts. We've seen testimonials all around when we did the live session for the online version for the training. So earlier on, we had our boss, ahead of us, Mr. Michael, came on the stage here and explained, gave a detailed explanation of how bot trading works, automated trading, and we saw that we had three major type of bots. So we had a major announcement. So we had a major explanation or lecture on how bot trading works, algorithmic trading, right? We said we had martingale and grid and also automated trading strategy for the bots. This session will be we'll be reviewing some of the bots that were installed earlier in the morning. We installed about 3 bots, which is what? The Dr. Bill's GU bot, the Sterling Scalper, and also the Truth EA, right? And we said Dr. Bill's GU bot is non-martingale. We said the Sterling Scalper is also what? Non-martingale. And the only martingale bot we installed earlier this morning was what? Truth EA. So we'll just be reviewing it shortly, and then we'll be seeing how they've performed so far in the market, right? The performance might not be so much because we just installed it. However, something would have happened. Something definitely would have happened within the time that we've installed the bot. So wait patiently while the system is still connecting to our server. All right. A second, please. Okay, technical, please, can you just share my screen? Okay, if you remember in the morning, this is VFT Sterling Scalper, right? Sterling Scalper. This morning we had it installed. It was on $10,000. If you look at the equity, we started with $10,000 balance. Currently it's still running a trade. That's GBP USD with minus 17.60. It's normal in the market. It's made about $5. So before the end of tomorrow, tomorrow morning session, we should see it perform. It's usual, this trading performance is usual with bots, whereby you see them take some position, and then while they are in this kind of drawdown, they keep taking smaller position to make profit. And ultimately, when price reverse back, you see them close the $17.25. If it was a martingale bot, the next position now would be Probably 0.1, right? So, but this is not a martingale bot. So the next one we'll be checking quick, very fast is our Truth EA bot, right? And on our Truth EA bot, We started with $10,000 account this morning. However, it has performed, has done about $3 on the account, and also with a position floating in profits. This is to tell you that different bots has different way they run and they perform, right? You should remember that we said that Truth EA bot is a martingale bot. Right about now, in your mind, you'll be like, I'll go for Truth EA instead of going for VFT Sterling Scalper, right? It's also true if you're willing to accept the risk that comes with it. So we are saying that we put on $10,000 this morning and we're seeing $3 profit has been made from the Truth EA. We are going to the next one, which is the Dr. Bill's GU bot that we had running this morning. Okay. All right. Dr. Bill's GU bot, we had also $10,000. I believe we are all here when he installed it, right? I believe we are all here when he installed it. All right. So we had about $10,000 on this account, and right about now we are seeing it has performed $7. It has made a profit of $7 on the account, and also with a minor or negligible drawdown of $1. About 5 to is it up to 5 hours now? I think so. I believe it's about roughly 4 to 5 hours. These are the performance we've seen across these 3 bots. The VFT Sterling being the least performing bot for now, while the Dr. Bill's GU bot doing the most, right? So if you're interested in any of these bots, you can as well reach out to us. From the registration stand, you can tell them about it, or you can send a WhatsApp message to our support line, and somebody from the team is going to, get you onboarded. These are the performance. Tomorrow morning, we'll also be checking these bots to see how they've performed so far, which one is the most performing and which one is the least performing bot so far. Thank you so much. If you have any question, any inquiry, you do well to send us a message, or you can write it to and give it to any of our ushers, any of our officials around. They are going to take your question and then pass it to us. And you can as well put your contact. If need be, we're going to reach out to you and then give you an answer. Thank you so much, and we'll be calling on us.